You know those internet trends that are really, really pointless, but you just kind of have to try them anyway? Well, this is one of those. So today I'm going to be telling you how to create yourself a giant Starbucks gummy. All you need is just a few things: some gelatin, some coffee milk, scissors, X-Acto knife, and duct tape. Let's do this. I'm going to start by taking my Starbucks cup apart and slitting a tiny little hole with an X-Acto knife right down the back of the cup. So you don't want this to be too big. You also don't want to do this on any of the ridges. You want to be able to make sure that that duct tape seals it off and you don't get any leakage in the fridge. So I'm just cutting off a piece of duct tape that will cover that slit entirely, and I'm just making sure that I really press down on the seam of that cut and then just kind of smooth it over everywhere else. On to the filling. I am just going to be taking enough coffee and milk to make it fill up the cup. I'm using about 8 packets of unflavored gelatin, and I'm just mixing this all together. I had this at about room temperature, so I just added everything in while it was just, you know, kind of lukewarm, and then mix that around. And then to further mix it, because I realized it needed to be a little bit hotter to get all of the gelatin to dissolve, I popped it into the microwave for about 30 seconds, and I just continued to stir this mixture until it was completely smooth. So you may or may not be able to mix out all of those little gelatin clumps. If you can't get them all, that's alright. Just spoon them out and back into the box that you're going to end up throwing away. You just don't want those to settle on the top of your gummy for aesthetic reasons. Come on now, guys. We're just going to take this mixture and pour it into the cup, and that's pretty much it for this bottom part. After that, I'm just going to pop this into the fridge for several hours until it is just completely jelly. It's so weird how this happens so quickly, you guys. I think I did maybe 3 hours or so, but I just wanted to make sure that it was completely firm before I went and did my faux whipped cream on the top. And I also stuck the straw into the side. Of course, that's totally optional. So for the top mixture, I went ahead and used 2 cups of milk and then again 8 packets of unflavored gelatin and just started to mix that all around. So right here, I'm literally just doing the same exact process as I did for the bottom mixture. I made a huge mistake. Don't do this. I think it would have been a lot whiter if I hadn't have added this jello, but in my head I got like white chocolate jello, I think, and I was thinking to myself, oh, that'll probably make it a really opaque white and look a lot more like whipped cream. Nope. As you can see, it started to turn yellow, and as I was mixing it, I was like, no, what did I do? But I didn't have any other gelatin, so I just went on with it. I did heat this up a little bit so it was a little more liquefied so I could pour it in a little bit easier since I needed to leave the top on. So just with a small little cup that kind of had that dip on the edge to help with pouring, I poured that into the top. I made a huge mess, but that's okay. I cleaned it up afterwards and it turned out amazing. So after spending the night in the fridge, here is my giant Starbucks gummy. So I decided to just go ahead and try to pop off the lid without cutting it open. It worked perfectly. I was a little bit worried about the top and bottom part separating, but it didn't, so that worked out fantastic. So here what I'm doing is just pulling off the duct tape now that it's completely set up. I don't have to worry about any spillage. And I'm just going to pull that off and then start to work the plastic off of the gummy. So this part for me was actually pretty easy. I don't know if it was just this container or not. I actually watched the first gummy video I think I watched was from Awesome Disney Toys, and they did the like the soda. I think the first one I watched was like the Coca-Cola one. So anyway, They had a little bit of a harder time, I think probably because of the shape of the bottle. This one literally came apart so easily. So if for whatever reason you feel compelled to do this, not that I really expect anybody to actually make this, but if you do, this is actually a relatively easy one to peel off. So you can see I'm just like literally popping the bottom off. It was no trouble at all. So now I have my huge gummy and it feels so weird, you guys. I've never felt anything like this in my life. So if you want to be all fancy, you can go ahead and print out a logo onto a piece of sticker paper and stick that bad boy on for branding. I don't know really what you would do with this, to be completely honest. You could try and prank someone and put it in the fridge or something. I don't really know. But this is the way it looked before I chopped it up. And now for the fun part. So watching it is really, really satisfying, but actually cutting this gummy yourself is like the most satisfying but odd thing in the entire world. So I didn't really think the straw through it made it a little bit harder to cut. So I just like cut that off and then I started slicing little circles of this off, and it was so weird but so awesome. If you do this like for no other reason, just to feel how it feels to cut this thing, it's totally worth it. So anyway, I just started going to town cutting this little gummy up, and it was like so much fun to cut and to play with. I don't know what it was about it, you guys, but it was just so much fun. So then I decided to chop off the top and slit this guy in half, and it was just so funny to watch it like bounce around after I got done cutting it. As you can tell, I kind of had some fun with this one. So anyway, that's it for this video. I thought you guys might enjoy this. Maybe not, you're probably tired of seeing it, but I thought I would do something a little bit more trendy for you guys and do a Starbucks cup. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.